Rudra Murthy BV2 and talk about what his take on the markets is right now. Rudra, hi, morning. Great to have you on the show. Rudra, the index level looking comfortable. Now you've got newer participation coming in from the likes of Reliance, SBI as well. Where do you think the index is headed next?
Good morning, Aisha. Thanks for having me in the show. Market for me looks extremely bullish. If you see the open interest addition which is happening on Nifty and the build up on the long side with short covering, this tells to me that yes, Nifty is headed towards the 25,000 zone soon. And I will put my neck out and say this calendar year we should see all-time highs very soon. So I am very, very bullish on market. And even if you see the FII long short position, that has now come closer to that 13%, 14% kind of a long position, which has been a good show of a short covering, which is happening in the numbers. Also look at Indian volatility index that is now way below 14 and comfortably at around 11, 12. You're also seeing FIIs who have started buying for last 6 sessions. If you see, first 4 sessions was buying and last session was some amount of selling and 18 crore of selling yesterday. So this overall tells to me now FIIs have started even overall putting money into the market and you will see more short covering to come. I'm extremely bullish on market and Nifty will touch 25,000 very soon and all-time high levels within this year. Bank Nifty, if you want to watch those levels, yes, 57,500 is a very, very strong support. Every dip is a buying opportunity there. And yes, once we cross 58,500 and once we cross on Nifty 26,000, 24,800, a bigger up move will come in the market. So I'm very bullish on market and Nifty will outperform this time Bank Nifty.
Rudra, hi. How do you look at some of the private banks like an HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank?
No, I will definitely avoid from private banks. And if I have to be in the private larger banks, I will still be with ICICI Bank. And yes, even Kotak Bank and Axis Bank looks good. I will avoid HDFC Bank for sure. And if I have to be in this financials bracket, for me, PSU banks look much better. Look at SBI, even though it has results today, I am very positive on SBI at current market price. And even PNB looks very good to me. Canara Bank looks good to me. Union Bank looks good to me. So if I have to stay with banks, I will be with PSU banks. In private banks, it should be ICICI Bank, Kotak Bank and Axis Bank. HDFC Bank is an avoid and NBFCs look much stronger. Look at the results which came from Bajaj Finance, Shriram Finance. They were all spectacular. So I will be with NBFCs and I will be with PSU names. In private banks, definitely avoid HDFC Bank. Look at only Kotak Bank and ICICI Bank if you want to be in private banks.
Right. And Rudra, what stock ideas or strategies would you recommend to our viewers?
So for me, Aisha, Hero MotoCorp, yesterday's results are beat on all count and keep aside the result. See the chart patterns for last 1 week to 15 days. Two-wheelers as a space is doing definitely good. And for me, valuation comfort is there fundamentally on Hero MotoCorp and on chart. This stock is headed towards 5,800 to 6,000. So even after this positive results, I will be a buyer in Hero MotoCorp and I am looking at 5,800 to 6,000 target on that and have a stop loss of 5,500 for this long call. Another stock from the sector, new age and platform companies, for me both Eternal and Paytm looks very good. And I am picking Eternal. Look at Eternal at current market price and on dips to levels closer to 310. I will be a buyer. Look at target of 350, 380 to come on Eternal. Keep a stop loss of 310 for this long call. So a buy on Hero MotoCorp and a buy on Eternal.
Okay, that's a buy coming in on Eternal. Just looking at the market construct as well as to where we left it off yesterday and where exactly are the pre-open rates settling in. 24,540 thereabouts is where we're currently at after closing in at that 24,730 level on the futures yesterday. Of course, it's going to be all about earnings and today you will watch out for the big one, which is SBI. Other than that, of course, a lot of brokerages have come out with their notes on earnings as well. And we will be looking out for an earnings reaction on a trend, on an LIC. These are all going to be the watch points coming in this morning. Other than that, there's also Infosys, which has signed a 10-year agreement with Crocs to use AI to modernize its IT systems. There's Hero MotoCorp, of course. We were just discussing that with Sandeep Sabharwal. Q1 margins have come in better than estimates, so look out for what Hero MotoCorp as well does. Britannia too, the numbers are in line. Management commentary is looking positive. Lupin, the Q1 numbers are above estimates. For Crompton, in line with estimates, but the margins have managed to surprise, and it's a beat. It's an uptick of 20 basis points. PG Electroplast as well, by the way, came out with its numbers. The revenue was above the estimates, and an uptick of 35% is what they saw. Fortis Healthcare, Siemens Energy, they all will be reacting to their numbers today, as would be the case with the Premier Energies, with Sai Life, Suprajit Engineering, Wakefit. It's a long list of earnings candidates. Lloyds Engineering, NCC as well, which came out with its numbers. And for Muthoot Micro, wherein the disbursement has seen an uptick of about 49% on a year-on-year basis, and credit cost is below the guided range at 2.6%. So a bunch of these stocks on our radar this morning. And of course, there are weak numbers also, by the way, from an Apollo Tyres, from an HCC, Signature Global, Varroc Engineering, Sula Vineyards once again is disappointed. So all these will be reacting to their earnings on the downside too. But Kunal, in terms of a sectoral composition, does it seem like defense will still lead, and then again we will have few odd banks support the index?
Yeah, so I think PSU banks, defense, some traces of metal stocks making a comeback.
And Reliance, you said.
Reliance on the large cap front making a very good comeback. I was discussing the stat that whenever the stock is up 3.5%, over the next 5 to 7 days, the stock has rallied up at least another 3.5% further for itself on an average. And I think this is almost like 9 out of the last 10 times approximately we've seen the stock showing this kind of a start, which means that the stock should see a further up move over the next 5 to 7 trading sessions. So that should also aid the index moves going forward.
Kunal, also the other set of companies, Titan is coming out with numbers today. Hindalco is coming out with numbers. How are they looking on the charts for you?
So Hindalco is something which is looking very attractive on the charts, and specifically with this recent bounce the stock has shown. I think I would probably look at Hindalco as a very good candidate for a buy on dips in case if there is any kind of a mild correction the stock goes into in terms of results. Closer to this 1,000 mark could be a good entry point for someone who missed out in this previous leg of the price rally for Hindalco. Titan, I think on the other hand, is nearing a break of the 5,000 mark. And this after being a spectacular recovery over the last 1 year, almost like in the previous year, mid-previous year somewhere, the stock was at 3,200 levels. We're almost at 5,000, touching distance of breaking that mark for Titan. It's been an exceptional mover. Gold prices overall are also looking quite attractive on the charts. So I would sense that Titan, should do reasonably well.
I want to check in on LIC, on Hero MotoCorp and Lupin, the big earnings beats and how the pre-open rates are settling in for them. 1.5% higher for LIC, Hero MotoCorp quiet, and Lupin will just come up for you on your screens. It's a 1% uptick coming in for Lupin as well. Rudra, just very quickly on what you now foresee for the charts of LIC after the OFS adjustment.
Aisha, it was a good buying opportunity and one could have even subscribed for the OFS. But at current market price, yes, after this good results, if you get it anywhere at around 390, 385 zone, for a long-term investor, definitely it's a buy. And if you have LIC with you, you can average, you can hold on to the stock. So for me, it's a clear buy at current market price and on dips to 385 zones.
Rudra, what about some of the other stocks in the consumption pack, HUL or for that matter ITC?
See, for me, if I see the charts of especially Hindustan Unilever or that of even ITC, it is in a clear downtrend, lacks momentum, and it is just consolidating sideways to downward move.
I've snapped that line with Rudra. Just going to get back to him in a second. But yes, lots of earnings, two number crunch really. Let's see which way the index heads and whether or not it's once again those defense, some of the select PSBs and Reliance contributing to the market mood. In the meantime, there's also Shipping Corp's numbers. The EBITDA has jumped up a solid 80% and there's a significant margin expansion there as well. So that looks like one dhamaka set of earnings. And Vijay Diagnostics as well, wherein the margins now stand at 42.7% as opposed to a comparable of 39.1 on a year-on-year basis. Vijay Diagnostics holding up 1%. HCC, IFB, Ixigo, lots of these numbers which we're going to be focusing in on, and Prime Focus as well, wherein the EBITDA has come in higher by 23.5% and a top line growth of about almost 24% there as well. So these stocks there, and then of course, the larger narrative or the structure of the market. In fact, Rudra, quite curious to know which way you see metals, which had a great day before, and then IT, wherein it's recovered somewhat from those previous month lows. But again, it's not a very consistent up move or a rebound that one is seeing play out on IT. What's your take on both these sectors?
See, Aisha, for me at current market price, yes, IT looks very, very good. In fact, after a last 3 days kind of an up move, it consolidated yesterday and it is giving you a fresh opportunity to enter. Look at the chart patterns of stocks like Hindalco, Nalco. They all look very positive to me. And copper being at all-time highs, even aluminium to participate. So for me, stocks like Hindalco and Nalco looks very, very attractive. I'll be a buyer in Hindalco at current market price. And I know today there is results also from Hindalco. So keep a stop loss might be at around 1000. And I'm looking at 1100 target for a trade. One can definitely go long in futures in Hindalco. And also Nalco looks very strong to me. So these are two stocks from metal. I'm extremely bullish. Metals as a sector looks also very, very good. Even for that matter, gold finance companies look good to me. Gold and silver, even on their charts, are looking strong. Internationally, gold has started reversing and it has made a firm bottom. So for me, stocks like Hindalco, Nalco, gold finance companies like your Manappuram and Muthoot, they're all looking very positive to me. And when it comes to IT, yes, we have made a firm bottom in IT also. And you have to be very stock specific when it comes to IT. Look at stocks like Persistent System, Coforge. You have to be very selective there, even for that matter, Oracle Financials. So these are some of the names in IT which I like. So if I have to be in IT, it has to be very
Okay,
selective.
the opening